Well, Dan, here we are in our post-match critique. I almost said poached there. Our post-match critique of the Chelsea-Man U game yesterday, and it's got to be said that was a comfortable win. What do you think?
Yeah, 3-1. Thought Man United should have won.
You thought Man United, but not according to how the game played out.
No. Like,
you thought they were going to win
yeah,
before the match.
Because they're a very good club and you got great players.
They are, but I think two things. They were quite tired, there's no doubt about it. They had played the match more recently. But also, I think Chelsea's layout was absolutely perfect for the match. The 3-4-3 formation. We were defensively solid with that Azpilicueta, Rudiger and Zuma centre-half partnership. I mean, that was brilliant. And I think Chelsea were just quickest to the ball. They dominated the game. They were dominating every aspect of the game. Shots on target, all of that kind of stuff. And what do you think made the difference for Chelsea yesterday?
Having wing-backs.
Having wing-backs.
Yeah.
I think Reece James had one of the best games I've seen him have in a Chelsea shirt.
If it wasn't for Giroud and Mount, I think Reece James would get player of the match, man of the match.
Yeah, possible. I mean, it was certainly his most solid performance. He looked more comfortable at wing back than he's ever done at right back. I think wing back you've got a bit more security because you can bring the best out of him because he kind of becomes like a winger with his crosses. He's the best crosser of the ball in the team. Defensively, he's always looked a bit suspect, but I think the wing back role allows him to defend better with the thought that there are three centre backs behind him. What do you think?
Yeah, it's there's three good centre backs there. Like you got Aspie, you've got
Rudiger,
and you got Zuma.
Who do you think was the best of them yesterday?
The centre backs.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zuma.
Zuma's actually been a tower.
Zuma's
4 or 5 matches.
Zuma's the strongest defender we have.
A little bit like Giroud. Giroud got left out a lot early in the season. Now he's been one of our star players. I think Zuma in the last few weeks has been excellent, and it's been Rudiger who's been the problem, or Christensen. I mean, I do not think Christensen has a future at Chelsea.
People were saying on Instagram like Rudiger doesn't have a future.
They say, well, people have different opinions, but I think you need to be a strong centre-back because you face really tough forwards in the Premier League, and Christensen can get easily bossed off the ball. When he played against Crystal Palace, up against Benteke absolutely bossed him.
Yeah, I think we should put Christensen on loan.
Another loan, I mean, he's already had a loan for 2 years to Germany. You would think he's the age now that if he's going to succeed in the Premier League, he's going to succeed now. Whether he goes to a lower club in the Premier League or not, I don't know. I mean, everybody admits that Christensen is quality because he's come from the Chelsea Academy. There's a certain romance connected with him as well.
Yeah, I think he'll be better for a club like Derby.
Could be.
Because
Derby's Championship, though.
Yeah, but
surely he's worthy a Premier League club, like a West Ham or something like that. You don't think he's good enough even for Premier League? For West Ham or Crystal Palace or somebody like that?
Well, it's like Wayne Rooney, he's good, and he's now in Derby.
Yeah, but he's towards the end of his career. He looked a bit of a podge, to be honest, yesterday when he was playing against Leeds. But
I think he would be good for Derby, because then Derby is quite strong, or he'll be good for Leeds, because Leeds are coming into the Premier League.
Anyway, back to the game. The way Giroud took his goal was it was classic Giroud. He gets the front post first. He's not a fast forward, but he's brilliant at the subtle kind of little flicks and lovely little cross by Aspie. Giroud just gets on the end of it, and
yeah, the last touch is the best of him.
Obviously, it was a bit of a howler from De Gea. De Gea had a terrible match, but full credit to Giroud for getting his foot to the ball, and the way he glanced it was perfect centre forward play. Did you not think?
It was like a curl, like a spinning of the ball.
He's spinning of the ball. He's a better centre forward than Tammy at the minute, isn't he? I mean, is that?
Well, the thing is that Tammy, he's faster than Giroud.
Yes, well, most people are faster than Giroud.
Giroud's the slowest in the team with like 45 pace.
But Giroud's intelligence, and the beautiful thing was you could see with Harry Maguire all afternoon, he couldn't cope with Giroud. Giroud kept on leaning back into him. Giroud's got all the experience of a world-class centre forward. If he had the pace, he truly would be world-class. But he's a very, very good Premier League striker, and he's really shown his worth the last few matches. To my view, the reason why Chelsea are sitting pretty now in third position is largely to do with Giroud.
For next season, because we get Werner and all that, I don't think really what's going to happen to Giroud.
Well, I would keep him because he's a great guy to come on. It's very difficult to have a big name striker sitting on the bench at any club. Tammy Abraham's obviously going to still be around, but I cannot see Tammy Abraham starting ahead of Werner unless they play Werner on the left and Tammy Abraham in the middle. But with the way Pulisic has been playing, it's going to be Pulisic on the left, Werner in the middle, and Ziyech on the right. And, the wonderful news this morning, I mean, it's not finally confirmed, but it looks very close to Kai Havertz coming. And if you could think of Havertz, Pulisic, Werner, and Ziyech, that could be one of the best striking attack units in Europe. Would you not think?
Well, yeah, people are not just on Instagram and Snapchat. Loads of people on the internet saying that if it was Havertz, Pulisic, Werner, Ziyech, then it's a Champions League winning team.
I don't know. To me, it wouldn't be Champions League winning. It would certainly be Premier League. I mean, we would certainly narrow the gap with Liverpool and Man City, no doubt about it. We would be contending for the Premier League title. I think the Champions League is so difficult to win. I mean, you're up against your Real Madrids and Barcelonas, but I think we could do a quarter-final, even a semi-final potentially of the Champions League. But you've got to give these new players, I mean, everybody thinks because these new players have got such a good record in other places, they're going to immediately hit the ground running in the Premier League, but it always takes time to adapt.
It's like... I think all the new transfers like Ziyech, since Ziyech is training right now at Chelsea, he'll be great in his first game because Werner's not training at Chelsea.
No.
Havertz ain't training at Chelsea.
No, well, because they haven't bought Havertz yet. It's still to be agreed. It's just
so I think most of them, not Ziyech, just Werner and Havertz, they're going to be like Paul Pogba when he first came to Man United, when they bought him for how much?
Hopefully not as bad as that. Paul Pogba really struggled to settle into the team. I do think that Chelsea will have a very good squad and enough good players around them. Good players bring out the best in other good players as well. So if you get teamwork between Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic and Havertz, you cannot see that. You cannot see that failing. Give them 6 months playing together. Good players bring out the best in other good players. When Pogba came to Man United had a pretty poor squad, everybody admits that. And Pogba really hasn't shown any magic since then. It's been occasional bits of brilliance, but I think Chelsea now, for next season, if they have that front four, all they need to worry about is about being solid behind. Your Kantes, your Kovacic. I think we'll get rid of Jorginho, even though he had a decent game yesterday, but Jorginho's just not suited to the Premier League.
And the defence, sadly, they're saying Chilwell's not for sale. I think Declan Rice would be a good...
I'm one of the few guys who don't want us to get Chilwell. I think Chilwell's a good player, but we're not paying 60 million for a left-back when we can get a perfectly good left-back like Tagliafico for maybe 22, 23. If we can sell Emerson for about the same amount as we buy our new left-back, very happy with that. We certainly need a fast left-back and a left-back that can also play wing-back to give us that varied formations. I think that was a beautiful thing about Lampard yesterday. He played it beautifully. He's been doing 4-3-3 most of the season, but changed it to 3-4-3. We looked absolutely solid. We matched Man U. I thought Ole, to be honest, showed his naivety as a manager in putting out a mirror image, and you could see his strong team is 4-2-3-1. So yes, we're 8.5 minutes into this video. So your predictions for the final, Chelsea v Arsenal?
I think we will win.
Well, it's
because of David Luiz. He has okay games, but I think against his rival Chelsea he will try, but I don't think he will be great. I think if we went with the same 3-4-3 that we did against United, I predict the scores would be 2-1, Christian Pulisic to score first, then Giroud.
Okay, well, I don't think we should become suddenly addicted to 3-4-3. I think 3-4-3 is for teams that are really good offensively. I think we should play 3-4-3 against Liverpool actually this week. But against Wolves at home, I think we should revert back to a 4-3-3. But it's good to have adaptable formations. But I still think our priority is getting the Champions League. I would love to win a trophy. Obviously, it's going to be a big thing if Frank Lampard hasn't won a trophy. If he could win a trophy at the end of his first season, that would be just magic. And you suddenly get the confidence from that. The whole squad gets the confidence that something special is happening at Chelsea. And these new world-class players coming in will make a huge difference. But we've got to get into the Champions League. So, predictions for Liverpool, Chelsea? Quick, one word.
2-1 Chelsea, because
you think they'll be Liverpool away?
It's because Liverpool are already champions, so they've already done Champions League, they've already won.
Yeah,
league,
but
so then
they'll want to win the game when they're actually lifting the trophy. But yeah, okay, fair enough. You think Chelsea will win?
They want to get to 100 points.
I think we'll get a draw at best, but then I'm a glass half empty kind of fan. And then the final match, home to Wolves, I think we'll win that one actually. I think when we actually have to. We will win that one.
3-0.
Not as comfortable as that, I don't think, but hopefully we'll win. We really are in the box seat for the Champions League. What else can you say, guys? Up the Blues, keep the blue flag flying high. Here we go. Top 4, winning the FA Cup would be a cracking first season for Lampard with world-class players to come. This is a good time for being a Chelsea fan. Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. See you later.